AstraZeneca, it is now admitting to making a key mistake during its vaccine testing. And that is this morning raising major questions about the data, about effectiveness. Let's go to England. Dominic Velitis tracking the story for us from there. Dominic.
To really understand the confusion around this vaccine, we have to look at what happened during the trials. There were two groups of volunteers who took part, Heather. The first group received 2 identical doses of the vaccine, but because of a manufacturing error, the second group received half a dose and then a full dose of the vaccine. Now, in the group that got the 2 full doses, the vaccine appeared to be 62% effective, while in the low dose group, it appeared to be 90% effective. And that was a big surprise. But AstraZeneca did the sums, it did the math and said, overall, look, our vaccine is around 70% effective in total. But the way those results have been collated has raised some eyebrows, Heather. One of the issues is the different sizes of the 2 groups. The low dose group was much smaller than the other group, and some experts say that makes it difficult to know if the vaccine's 90% effectiveness in the low dose group is real or merely a statistical quirk. Another issue, Heather, concerns the different ages of the participants. Now, none in the low-dose group were over the age of 55 years old, and as younger people tend to mount stronger immune responses, some say that could have made the vaccine look more effective in the low-dose group. So we have 2 different groups of participants here, Heather, which have received different doses of this vaccine, and as a result, some are struggling to understand how AstraZeneca arrived at that overall figure of 70% effectiveness. Heather.
Certainly raising questions. The world is watching this and the other vaccine candidates, Dominic, but we heard, for example, from Oxford University say they hope to have 3 billion doses ready by the end of next year. Canada's on tap to buy 20 million doses of this particular vaccine. So with all of this up in the air now, what does this mean for the vaccine?
Well, first off, I think it's important to say that AstraZeneca has defended the trial, saying that it was conducted to the highest standards. It also says that more data will continue to accumulate and that additional analysis will be conducted, and those results will then be peer-reviewed, hopefully in the next few weeks, and they will then be provided to UK regulators, who will make a final decision on whether or not to greenlight this particular vaccine. So more data is in the pipeline, Heather. It looks like we don't still yet have a complete picture about this vaccine, and that possibly explains some of the current confusion surrounding it. Heather.
Dominic, thank you. How to change.
Shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Rakakadash. Double honors being to the elders, the apostles of Great Millstone. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect, those in the gospel abroad, living up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. It's the Akim Mahalalia coming back with another lesson through the Spirit. Lord's will to be edifying. You people, man, are stupid as all hell. All right, they're basically telling you in a roundabout way that they've been lying about how effective this max was and how the numbers that they've been propagating have just been to bypass these clinical trials. Because I was watching this show called Utopia yesterday, and I'm about halfway through it, and I may have to watch it again because there was some key points on there that stood out, like the episode. Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna give it away, but they showed y'all how they planned this thing out and on how the people are totally duped by these different agencies, you know, like CDC. You got these particular vaccine companies out here that they're all juiced in, and that this is all part of E's agenda, all part of a propagation to bring in the NWO, okay, which is all about control, population control, you know, because we've heard that this particular Tyson jab have what they called, it disrupts what you call the VMAT gene, which is known as the God gene, which neutralizes your natural transmitters to something spiritual. And we know who it affects the most, you so-called Negro, Hispanic, and Native American, because You are the Israelites that the Bible talks about. So anyway, they're telling you that these things are pretty much dangerous in a roundabout way, because in the show, when he administered the max to the chick, she died. But you just gotta watch it. But I'll give away this part. It was a doppelganger, or basically she had a twin as a doppelganger to basically lie and say, well, it worked, when in fact it killed the person that it was intended to kill it. Okay, so the scriptures say, never trust thy enemy, so is iron rusted, so is his wickedness. So, hey, brothers, we coming in them times, man, and they're trying to rush this particular inoculation. They're trying to rush it, which I believe through the spirit they've already had it, years, months, years down the line, because this ain't something that they just conjured overnight. This was something that they put into planning. It's what they call gradualism. Over a course of time, these things starts to pan out the way that they need to, okay, through the spirit. So anyway, let's get a scripture real quick. Let's go to book of Second Esdras. No. Sirach 12. Because, our people, man, they're so docile to the point they believe anything. If you tell them that pigs fly, them niggas will believe that shit, man. All right? Because Jake, man, they just a bunch of simpletons. Like the scriptures say, they're sheep that's led to the slaughter. All right? And Jake, the way that they're going straight into the grinder head first. And, hey, we've warned them. We've told them. We've told them through the spirit that these things will come to pass, because it's written in the scriptures ultimately, and the Lord put the spirit on his men to go out here to declare these things. So therefore, you have no excuse. Because in that time, when you Jakes realize that the effect that this jab is going to have on you, then you're going to start seeking for answers. But the Most High is going to pretty much put his mouth over the hands of the prophets, like it tells you in Ezekiel. The Lord is going to shut our mouth. So, hey, when you realize the men of the Lord are out here, we're good, we're healthy, we're getting fed by the day, and you Jakes out here convulsing in the streets, man, you out here riding, you're dropping dead from all types of illnesses, then you're going to know, because, hey, the Most High put it in the scriptures, and you're going to know that you were warned. Because you're going to walk up on Jake, I'm like, damn, wait, why you look so good, Why did you get the jab? I'm like, hell no, I didn't get it. Why you ain't get it? Because look what's happening to you. Look at the predicament you in. You're getting ready to drop dead. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, you listening to your government. But anyway, this is the book of Sirach 12, verses 10. It says, never trust thy enemy, for it's like an iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Okay? So you can't trust E. If Esau is telling you that something is good for you 9 times out of 10, it's the complete opposite. Okay? It's the other way around. Because you cannot trust anything that this man tells you. All right, especially not dealing with these inoculations and these particular jabs that have known to put bad health effects on people, especially people of color who they deem quote unquote minorities. But it says, though he humbled himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. Okay, they're coming out with this thing like they're trying to help humanity. But you know what's so fishy about it all? Out of all the times in the world they had a chance to help people of color, why the hell now? Why now? Why they all of a sudden want to break their neck to help you, Jake? Because it's a bunch of bullshit, and a common Negro, he don't ask that question, man, because it's just like a dog. If you feed a dog, just say if you're a burglar, man, and you give the dog some food or whatever, man, the dog will let you bypass him and break in the goddamn house, because he has one particular track mind, and that's the same thing with you Jakes. You don't look at the fact that this man has put in poison in your communities. He's poisoned your your water system. He's poisoned your food. He's poisoned the medicines. He's poisoned your air. Okay, everything that is set up to disrupt your natural way of living, he has disrupt. He has totally went against the ways of the Most High. So you think 200 years plus in the future to this very day, you think that this man has really had a place for you in his society? Let alone you're never mentioned at the UN. Like if you go to the UN, the only time you're mentioned is when they're talking about an agenda to get rid of you. And don't think that this thing go before the board of the UN to get this thing to be manifested the way it is. Okay, don't think that they just conjure this up. No, man, when they go to these UN summits and so forth and these G20 summits, you are ultimately the topic of discussion when it comes to extinction. Not when it comes to world affairs, not when it comes to politics, not when it comes to what they would consider presidential elections or selections. Now, when it comes to reparations, you're not mentioned in that stead, but you're mentioned in a stead when it's time to take your ass out. And that's why a lot of you are getting ready to die. And I'm going to just be straightforward. A lot of you Israelites, you so-called Negro, Hispanic, and Native American, a lot of you are getting ready to die a horrible death. Okay? Because you didn't listen to the words of the prophets. Anyway, it says here, and take good heed and beware of him, and thou should be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou should know that his rust have not all the way been wiped away together. And that's one thing you can be for sure about iron or particular minerals, or not minerals, but particular what do you call it? Elements, man. You know, particular things like iron, those things are rust. All right, certain silvers, those things are guaranteed to rust because the environment eats away at the environmental structures eats away at the particular substance. It eats away at the fuck is on the tip of my tongue. But the elements, it eats away at it. Okay? And just as surety as that is, you can be sure that Esau is a damn devil. Okay? It says here, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. So set him not by thee. When he have overthrown thee, he will stand up in thy place. But neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou last remember my words and be pricked thereof. Okay? So remember, like if you step on a damn, let's just say, if you step on a thorn or a sewing needle and it go up your goddamn foot, you're going to remember how it feels. So the Most High is telling you to remember the ways of this damn devil. Okay? Just like if you get hit in the head or hit in a toe with a sledgehammer, you're going to remember that shit forever because of the excruciating pain. You got to remember this devil the same way. Because you can't believe none he's telling you, especially when it comes about your health. Because this man is not in the business of damn, I can't. I'm tired. Appropriating good health. You know, he's not in that business. You know, he's not about that. Like the scriptures say, you know, the Lord created medicines of the earth. You know, the Lord got certain herbs that you can take for these things. But what you do, you go run to fucking Esau and go get his damn and go get the jab. You know, which you're not supposed to be doing. But it says, who would pity a charmer that is bitten with the serpent, or any as such as wild night beasts? Okay, so there you go, man. You can't just never trust thy enemy. It says, so that one go to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity? For while he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. Okay, verse 16, and it says, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagined how to overthrow thee into a pit. That's E. They sit back and they think about this. Like, how can we do nothing work? AIDS didn't work. Cancer didn't work. I mean, it killed a good number of Jakes, but overall, they was never able to completely eliminate our race. And that's based on, I believe that's in Isaiah the 41st, Jeremiah the 30. It's in one of the prophets, Salakia. But that's why he was never able to eliminate us, because the scriptures say that wouldn't happen. The Most High said that Israel will be a people unto him forever. But, you know, that's Esau, you know, thinking that he can upset the words of the Most High, which the Lord is really behind all this, just to prove the point. But Esau, Edom, man, he's a proud demon, you know. And it says here, it says, how to overthrow thee in a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. All right. So, Jake, man, you warn you, but you ain't gonna take heed. So anyway, let's get another precept real quick. All right, let's go from here to, I think it's Hosea 9. Yep, this is Hosea 9, and I'm gonna start at verses let's start at verses 13. It says, Ephraim, as I saw Tyrus, is planted in a pleasant place, but Ephraim shall bring forth his children to the murderer. The murderer is E. All right, you're gonna have a bunch of you simple ass Puerto Ricans that's gonna go down there. You know, you're gonna go get the damn jab, all because they promised you, or promised you, which I don't think you need a green card if you're from Puerto Rico, because that's a province of the United States. But still, the fact about it is they may promise you some bullshit. Well, we're gonna give you fucking we're gonna give you equal rights. We're gonna make you head of the blacks or something, like some dumb shit. You know, like they're using the celebrities right now. Like we brought it out. It's an article called Max the Blacks, and it tells you how they have to have celebrities that's gonna propagate this and get you to take it based on a note of deception. Okay, and what most of you do, you're gonna take it any damn way because you know you believe in deceptive practices. You know, like I believe this one celebrity, I forgot his name, but basically he was promoting it. He said he was gonna get it, and I heard that his ass fell off the stage too. Fucking dumbass. You know, but it says here, but Ephraim shall bring forth his children to the murderer. E is that murderer, man. All right, none other than E. He's the murderer. Okay, according to matter of fact, let's get that. The book of John, the 10th chapter, said the thief come not but to steal, kill, and destroy, and that's what all this whole New World agenda is all about. Okay, bringing an end to the so-called Negro, Hispanic, and Native American, even their own people if they have. Anyway, this is the book of John 10:10. It says, the thief come not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. But I am come so that they may have life and that they may have it more abundantly. That's right. All right. So in the kingdom, man, we're going to live life. We ain't going to be going to some damn medical centers on the corner, going in there getting shit shot in our navels, going to get a colonoscopy. We're not going to be going through that in the kingdom. That's part of the curses on this side. All right. And these curses are just about up, man. All right, if brothers can foresee, we see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's dark as hell, but hey, that light is not too far. You can actually see the light shining in the tunnel. But hey, it's just a matter of getting to the other end. And in order to get that, or get to that point, you have to overcome this, man. You have to overcome this hour of temptation, because this is what this is all about. All right, Revelation 3:10. And it says here, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world, to try them that dwell upon the earth. Okay, and that's what's coming. That's why they set up checkpoints in New York City. You know, that's why they got like Apostle Tahar. He did a video today basically on how the military is in these particular testing centers, because for a while, you know, the testing camps was just pretty much a thing for the TV, for the news, so people can see it and believe in it. But overall, it wasn't like that, because I remember when I was in Chicago, shit, man, they had like a little testing camp out there, but wasn't nobody out there. It was empty. It was like in a parking lot of a church or a school or a church, I think, but wasn't nobody even out there, man, because ain't nobody really was falling for this shit. And even now, people ain't falling for it. But what's gonna happen? They may release some type of biological weapon, because going back to the show Utopia, it showed you in that show that it was like this heavy strain of the flu. All right, and the doctor allegedly came up with a cure for it, which it really wasn't a cure. It really was set to kill people, because it really wasn't properly tested. You know, and that's the thing that they're doing now. The CDC and all these other government agencies, man, they basically, it's their job to get you to get, you know, get the jab. All right, and it says here, behold, I come quickly, and hold fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. So, hey, brothers, we got to resist. No matter what they threaten us with, man. Now, yeah, it's easier said than done, but overall, the Lord is going to have to put a special spirit on us in order for us to not comply with this tyranny, man. He's going to have to put a special spirit on us in order for us to be able to overcome the bullshit that they're getting ready to do to our people. Because the 2/3 of you niggas are getting ready to get caught up in judgment, man. And that's what this is all about. This is really the Lord having setting his face unto you. Like the Lord said, he did pretty much he didn't brought evil upon his people. And how did he do it? In the form of Esau, Edom, this fucking white man, this devil, you know. So anyway, my last precept, this is the book of Lamentations 2, and let me start it. Yep, let's start at verses 2 and 3. It says, and he have cut off in his fierce anger all the horn of Israel. The horn goes into our power structure, all right, our strongholds. We was disbanded. It says, he have drawn back his right hand from before the enemy, and he turned against Jacob like a flaming fire, which devoured round about. And what that means is that the Lord took his protection off us. Okay, that horn was our way of protection through the Spirit of the Most High. All right, but he's taken his protection from us, mainly the 2/3, because the hopeful elect, we got the protection of the Most High at this time. All right, because for the simple fact, you know, we're doing the work, we're protected ultimately. if we just stay on course. But it says, and he had bent his bow like an enemy. All right, it says he bent his bow like an enemy. He stood with his right hand as an adversary. All right, and slew all that were pleasant to the eye of the tabernacle of the daughter of Zion, and he poured out his fury like fire. And the Lord was an enemy, and he swallowed up Israel. Meaning he was an enemy to his own people. So this wrath that you see that's getting ready to come down, that's all the anger of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, man. Okay. And it says here, he has swallowed up Israel, and he has swallowed up all her palaces, and he have destroyed his strongholds, and have increased the daughter of Judah mourning and lamentations. And he had violently taken away his tabernacle as if it were a garden, and he had destroyed his places of the assembly. And the Lord have caused the solemn feast of the Sabbath to be forgotten in Zion, and despised the indignation in his anger to the king and priests. Okay, so the Lord he just broke us down. And this is why the other nations are allowed to have their way with us. All right, and this is the abomination of desolation set all up again in the form of Esau Edom, this fourth beast. Okay, that's going to bring desolation to the 2/3. But anyway, with that, brothers, I want to give all praises and glory, honor that's due to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. And with that, Shalom and a Baba.